Noé, the scar of the gaze. Everything begins with a gaze, and perhaps that is the entire tragedy. In the gloom of a tent where the order of the world has just run aground, a son contemplates his father. This is no longer Noah, the navigator of the apocalypse, the righteous one chosen by God. It is a slumped body, naked, returned to its simple and fallible humanity by the wine. Holiness has dissolved in drunkenness. The first gaze is that of Ham. What does he truly see? The question remains the open wound of this narrative. Is it a sneering look, one that revels in the fall of the symbol? Or is it the aghast look of the child who discovers that his father is just a man, a gaze that, in a second, tears the veil of patriarchal illusions? He sees, then he speaks. He brings the vision outward, transforms it into speech, into news. The scandal is perhaps not having seen, but having refused to keep silent. The second gaze is that of Shem and Japheth, or rather, it is a non-gaze. They advance backwards, their faces turned away, armed with a cloak. Their piety is a voluntary blindness. They do not want to see the naked truth, so they cover it up. Their action is one of restoration. They repair the icon, reclothe the authority, suture the tear in the order of the world. For this act of denial, for this fidelity to the symbol rather than the real, they will be blessed. Henceforth, two legacies emerge. One is blessed for having preserved the illusion, the other is cursed for having been the witness of the truth. And what is this curse? A father's word, drenched in shame and fury, a word that strikes not the witness, but his descendants, as if lucidity were a genetic flaw, a corruption of the blood. By cursing Canaan, Noah does not punish an act. He attempts to eradicate a perspective. He condemns to servitude all those who might one day bear the same gaze, the one that sees the emperor naked. The debate opens here, in the silence that follows the prophecy. Where does the true fault lie? In the body that fails, in the eye that observes, or in the mouth that narrates? Is the gesture of the brothers, celebrated as virtuous, not a form of complicity, a conspiracy to maintain the lie of an infallible authority? And what is the nature of freedom? Is it in the blessing of those who live in the shadow of a veiled truth, or in the curse of those who are forced to live without illusions? Is the slavery decreed for Canaan only the name given by the powerful to a clairvoyance they cannot tolerate? This ancient text perhaps speaks to us less of an original fault than of a perpetual choice. The choice between the comfort of the symbol and the discomfort of the real. Between the submission that reassures and the truth that disturbs. The story of Ham is not that of a divine punishment. It is that of the price the world makes those pay who dare to look it in the face, and this legacy, whether it be a burden or a crown, is always ours. To continue this exploration of the stories that shape us, subscribe.